Jackson 360, it's your hustling homie, your platform partner. And today we're going to talk about believing in yourself, and specifically, what does it mean to believe in yourself, and how do we really make that thing work for us, that whole concept. Now, this is a very important thing, because believing in yourself, first of all, that's the foundation for any success. Anybody that you've seen that did something amazing, something great, they were not necessarily better than you or I. Trust me, any person that you have read about, or you've seen in a movie, or you've heard about that accomplished something amazing, they're not much different from you. The only difference is you have your dreams in your head, and you dreaming about your dreams when you sleep, and they're living their dreams in their life because they really believe in themselves. They took the actual steps. And I want to break down to you what that means, because no one really breaks it down. People just use it as a slogan. Hey man, believe in yourself. You could be good, man. Everybody just got to believe. What does that look like? What am I doing every day consistently to show that I'm believing in myself? To understand that I'm believing in myself, to feel what do they do? And so we're going to look at those people that are great and look at what are they actually doing? What does that process look like? And maybe some of those things you can do it. And this is important for me, especially because I'm a person that it took me a long time to really believe in myself. I didn't get it. I didn't really start stepping out and really pursuing the things that were most important to me until I was in my mid 30s. You know, I was about 33, 34 before I really started really getting into my music and really putting money behind it and things like that. Because honestly, I just ultimately didn't believe in myself. But it looked like I believed in myself because I talked about it. Every now and then I would do a little bit of work as if I was about it. But here's the thing about success. Everybody wants it, but most people just aren't that serious about it. They're not serious about that journey. They're not serious about becoming the person and doing the things that you have to do to become that person. So you got to change your identity. That means you're going to lose yourself. So to believe in yourself, you really damn near you creating a new person that don't exist already, to the world, but it maybe exists in your mind. It's in your imagination. And then now you got to do some things to become that person. You almost got to do what you would do then, but you got to start doing it now. So what are some things that you can do immediately? So first of all, believing in yourself requires you listening to yourself. One of the problems that I have seen that people have, and I know I had this challenge, is that we live in a world where everyone thinks like the group, right? Everyone wants to go get advice from someone else who's already probably successful, or you might want to get some, or even worse, you're getting advice from people that's not successful, at least not doing what you want to do. And the problem is when you start listening to too many other people, if they give you the answers, then you have to blame them when you have the problems that you go through. And most people, that's what they do. Think about it. Most people that are unsuccessful, they blame everybody else for their problems, primarily because they listen to everybody else for their answers. So you can't blame anybody else for your problems if you're listening to yourself. Now you're taking responsibility. It took me a while to do that. Most of my 20s, man, I started out, I'm gonna tell you a little bit about me in my 20s. When I went to Columbia College, Chicago. I invested a lot of money learning about the entertainment, being on the arts, entertainment, media management business. This is the business side of the media business, specifically the music business. I had 2 internships where I was working with these high-end recording studios, and I was working also with another internship doing promotions. But I got fired from both of the internships. And after I got fired, my emotions was hurt. Like, I was very fragile, very vulnerable, and I didn't know what to do because I had just invested all these years, all this time investing in this dream, and I had been fired from both of my internships pretty much almost at the same time. And so I was in this fragile state, and what happened is I had a friend come up to me and he said, man, I got, no, don't worry about that. You can do this home-based business with me. So I said, cool. I needed love, so I went there to get some love. And before you know it, I spent the next 10 years of my life going in and out of network marketing businesses, learning about entrepreneurship. And I'm not mad at that because it was good. It helped me. But the reality is I got caught up into doing things that other people were telling me to do. Now, here's the problem, because it wasn't that it was the bad information, right? Because I had some success. The problem is when you're listening to other people, whether you win and you fail, it's going to hurt you even more because you're going to regret the fact that you didn't follow your own voice. Trust me, I know this. If you fail, failure hurts more when you look back and you regret the fact that you didn't do what you thought you could have done. You know what I mean? You didn't listen to yourself. So now you have a deeper regret because now you're like, what if I woulda, coulda, shoulda? And you don't want to be in that space. It's better to fail at listening to yourself because at least you have experience now. You know what works and what don't work. So my point is listen to yourself. This really means that that you have to know how to get away from distractions. Sometimes you don't look at YouTube or other stuff all the time. Sometimes you just maybe listen to your music, whatever, and just go off your intuition, your spirit. Close your eyes. If you got to meditate, whatever you got to do, guys. That stuff is very real. And if you look at most people that's created success, they're doing things, they primarily follow their own intuition. Now, I don't want you to confuse what I'm saying. I'm not saying don't have people around you that you can't listen to. You definitely want to have people you listen to. But there has to be a balance where the outside voice should not be more important than your inside voice. There should be balance. You should be following your instincts as well as those outside voices, because them outside voices aren't even valuable unless you value your inside voice. I want you to know that. Most people if you're successful, you only have a team because you're probably doing something good within yourself. They only want to be around you because you on point. If you weren't on point, they wouldn't want to be around you. So it starts with you creating a foundation for yourself by knowing your own value, listening to yourself. That's the first thing. Second thing, when it comes to believing in yourself, outside of listening to your own instinct and not just listen to it, but following that instinct, following your spirit and your heart and your mind. The second thing is actually investing in yourself. This is where a lot of people really fall short. A lot of people, I see people that have businesses and they will blame, especially in the music industry, they'll say, they'll blame everybody else. They'll say, these artists don't take themselves seriously, man. They don't really want to invest in themselves. And what they're really saying is they don't want to do business with me because I can help them and they don't want to invest with me and they don't want me to help them. But the reality is you got to take responsibility and invest in yourself, because most people, if they don't want to do business with you, you got to ask yourself why. What is it that you haven't done to present your business in such a way to make people not want to do business with you? You got to invest in yourself enough to make yourself in demand, at least with the right type of crowd. If you don't have, you don't have that, then it's something that you're not doing. So you have to invest in yourself. Most people, and investing in yourself is a multi-layered thing, right? Investing in yourself, like if you got your own product, for example, how much money are you investing into advertising that product every day? Like most successful businesses, they got a daily advertising budget. I don't care if you're McDonald's, if you're Amazon, I don't care who you are. How big your company is, you're advertising at least something a day. And the money that you invest in yourself and even in advertisement is going to pay you back, especially if you're investing in the right type of advertisement and you're using it right. You don't want to buy overpriced advertisement, but that's another conversation in terms of what advertisement, what's the best bang for your buck, what's going to give you the most attention. But it's important that you are investing in that advertisement. Some people try to cheat and they'll go on social media and they'll create controversy and try to get into these beefs or create drama or do type of weird stuff just to get attention. But you got to realize that, look, if you can do that, that's fine, whatever, if that's what you're into. But you still got to there's a difference between being popular and organic growth. Some people are popular today and then they're gone tomorrow. Those people normally don't have organic growth. Organic growth is when it's people are just naturally into it, and when you see if you pay attention to what you do and what people gravitate towards and what's growing organically, that's what you put more advertisement money into. And so give yourself an amount every day or every week that you're going to invest in. Give yourself a number amount, whatever that may be for your budget. I'm going to invest $300 a month in advertising myself using social media, or whatever that's going to be, hundreds of thousands of dollars. It depends on your budget, but you need to be advertising something to invest in yourself. And of course, also investing in yourself with your education. You're learning, paying people for mentorships. And a lot of times, here's the thing about when you pay people. This is what I learned. Paying for stuff is not that the information is going to be the greatest information. What you're paying for is accountability. You're really paying because the way that the brain works is people don't value stuff for free. If your parents were giving you information as a kid, or people close around you give you information, a lot of times we don't value it because we see these people all the time, and so that's free. They're too close for us to appreciate it. But as soon as someone else from a distance, or somebody from another city or state come in and they say the same exact thing, we respect that because this is somebody that we value more, simply because we don't see them all the time, or is because we probably invested some money with them. And so now, because I put this money in, I got to make sure I get the results. Trust me, if you put up $10,000 to pay for a 1 hour mentor session with me, you're going to make sure that, I don't care what I tell you, you're going to make sure that you're going to make something happen and work from that, because you just invested $10,000 in yourself. You're forcing yourself to be accountable. So invest in yourself. It has so many benefits to do that. If you want to believe in yourself, you're going to invest in your budget, invest in your education, invest in your accountability. That's the second thing. These things are very deep. Them two things. I want to give you one third thing. This is the last thing, and I'll wrap it up because I've been going kind of long. I'm going longer than what I want to go. But believing in yourself. It's one of those things that really require you going through the pain and making those sacrifices. You have to make sacrifices through the pain. You gotta believe in yours, because most people aren't gonna believe. So you're almost thinking in the future, because you're believing in stuff that don't even exist. You gotta believe in yourself and be comfortable with being crazy and misunderstood for a short amount of time. Because most people are going to make fun of you in some way. They're going to joke about you because you're doing something that's probably they haven't seen. And most people don't believe in themselves. So that's what's normal. So anytime you believe in yourself, you're going to be doing things that are odd to people. People going to look at you and say, man, why are you wearing those clothes? Why are you wearing that shirt? Why? Because again, everybody is used to telling everybody what to do, because they're used to being told what to do. So now that you're doing something on your own, independent thought, because you believe in you, and you're okay with being misunderstood, and you're okay with making the sacrifice. That's a part of the sacrifice. That short amount of time, that's called a build up, because what you're doing is you're building up your confidence while being uncomfortable. So eventually you're going to become more confident, because confidence is a muscle. So if you believe in yourself, true confidence is really being uncomfortable, and uncomfortable enough to stand up when no one else is standing with you. Uncomfortable enough to go take yourself out to eat and dinner by yourself. Uncomfortable enough to say no when all of your friends said yes, and stand on it and believe in it. Uncomfortable enough to, know that you're going to be ridiculed, and you got to just still take the shots, take it on the chin. Uncomfortable enough to truly be able to humble yourself and ask for forgiveness, or put your pride to the side, put your ego to the side, and just do what you got to do and take on that job that you probably didn't want to take on, working part-time, or whatever you need to do. You know what you need to do for your journey. So listen to yourself. That's 1. 2, invest in yourself. 3 is be comfortable with the process of being uncomfortable until you build your confidence. So with that being said, do these 3 things, and this is a true sign of you believing in yourself. So next time when somebody tells you believe in yourself, you know exactly what to do. And these are just 3. So we'll talk about more. Hey, I'm Jackson 360. Make sure y'all get the book, Shut Up and Hustle, How to Live Your Dreams by Living Like an Immigrant. Make sure y'all get that. Also, make sure y'all subscribe to all of the classes and the content. Again, that's Dr. Jackson 360 over all the platforms. Remember, I want to help you fuel your freedom, but the only way I can do it, you got to live without fear and be legendary.